Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video I'm going to talk about Facebook's advertising policies, and I'm going to specifically focus on areas that you need to watch out for, that a lot of people are being caught up on, that you may not think about, that may not be very obvious. I'm receiving tons of messages, emails, posts in my Facebook group from people saying, my ads keep getting disapproved, my ad account has been disabled, how do I get it back? And it does seem that right now Facebook is being way over the top on basically disapproving any ad or disabling ad accounts that don't 100% comply with every single tiny little detail in their Facebook advertiser policies. In fact, they're even going beyond that, and many ads are getting disapproved when they shouldn't be disapproved. Ad accounts are getting disabled when they shouldn't be disabled. But I think there are some things that you really need to watch out for. I'm going to highlight in this video that if you do make sure you're ultra compliant with, that you're no way near any sort of grey area on, you'll make sure that your Facebook ad accounts don't run into issues, they don't get disapproved, they don't get disabled, and you can obviously continue advertising on Facebook and Instagram, which for a lot of people, is very, very important, a very key part of their business, that their ad account doesn't get disabled. That's what this video is going to be all about. Now, before we get into it, something I'm going to mention at the end, all about Facebook advertising strategy. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video for that. Something I think you're going to find really, really interesting, and it's free. But with that said, let's get into this process now. Now, I'm in Facebook's advertising policies webpage. I'll include a link to this beneath the video description. I would recommend that all Facebook advertisers take a couple of minutes to go through this at some point. It doesn't take that long, but it's really, really important. You don't want to get your ad account disabled. You don't want to constantly be running up against ads being disapproved. Now, before I go any further, I do need to quickly mention, because I've had tons of questions about this. If your ad account is disabled, it's not necessarily the end of the world. The way Facebook's approval process works is they basically use algorithms to sweep through all the ads, highlight anything that might be an issue. They will disapprove an ad immediately, and then you often have to appeal that. You have to request a review, and then that's when a human being will actually come and take a look at whatever it is that's been disapproved. If you get enough of those algorithm disapprovals, they'll automatically disable your ad account. Again, that can happen automatically with algorithms. When you then appeal that decision for your ad account to be disabled, that's when Facebook can go ahead and take a look. A person will take a look and see, oh, actually, you know what? These ads aren't against the rules. We can re-enable this ad account. We can allow those ads to run. So that does happen all the time, happens to us as an agency all the time. So the first thing I'll say is don't panic if that happens to you. Go through the appeal process, provided you haven't been egregiously breaching the policies, you will be okay. But just be aware that Facebook algorithms very frustratingly disapprove ads, disable ad accounts incorrectly for nonsense reasons all the time. We often see ads, ads be disapproved and the message popping up. Well, you'll read it and go, hang on, that has nothing to do with my ad. My ad has nothing to do with that. Why are you telling me that it's to do with multi-level marketing? It's not. You can't disapprove my ad for a false reason. Very frustrating, but don't worry. Once a human being reviews it, which is what you'll get when you request a review, appeal a decision, etc., you'll be much better off. Okay. So with that said, let's work on how we can stop you getting ads disapproved in the first place and ad accounts disabled. So I'm not going to cover in this video the really obvious things like don't include any adult content, don't include anything violent. I mean, these things are self-explanatory. Of course, if you include violence in your Facebook ads or a violent video, it's not going to be approved. What I want to focus on is some stuff that is catching people out a lot right now and that you may not think you have to worry about. So, misleading claim. Now, what isn't a misleading claim is very much subjective. And unfortunately right now, Facebook is erring on the side of a claim is misleading. And this is something that people get caught by a lot, and it's something you need to be careful about. Facebook is very, very hot on things that they call deceptive, false, or misleading claims. So if, for example, you tell people that your product or service is fantastic and can achieve X, Y, and Z, they can interpret that as being a misleading claim. Now, that gets very frustrating because, of course, as advertisers, how on earth are you going to sell a product or service without telling people that it can achieve good things? Why else would someone want to buy it? But there are some things you want to do to make sure that you basically stay compliant. So one of the ways that you can get around this is often to put in a mini disclaimer. So if you say, for example, this product or service can achieve X, Y, and Z, if you just have at the end of the ad copy, you could say something like, please note that these results are by no means guaranteed. They have been achieved by other customers, but you shouldn't take this as, you shouldn't assume that this is achievable for you. Something along those lines. I'm sure you know the sort of thing I'm talking about. Another way of getting around it is to talk about results, but talk about it in a case study format. So instead of saying this product or service can guarantee you or get you X, Y, Z, instead you could say, this is the results we achieved for a client. It's very difficult for Facebook to say that a claim is misleading if you say, our client used us for this service, and based on this service, we got them this fantastic result. We saved them this much money. We saved them this much time, etc., etc. It's very difficult for Facebook to say that's misleading because you're giving an example. I actually think that demonstrating the benefits of your product or service in a case study format can be very beneficial and can get you great results, and something that your prospects are probably quite receptive to, but it can also help with this misleading claim. So if you are seeing ads get disapproved for this reason, for misleading claims, try and tone down some of the more sort of exaggerated results that you might be talking about. They might be completely true. I've run ads for companies loads where they have achieved amazing results and they talk about them, but we need to dial them down. Or try and use them as a case study, or try and add in a bit of disclaimer to just say, this in the ad copy, in the primary text, you just say, please note that these results are by no means guaranteed. This is what we achieved for one of our clients, but should not be taken as, any guarantees of result, success, whatever it is you're talking about. Okay, so that's one that you need to really watch out for, is misleading claims. If you see that error message pop up, that's one thing I would go ahead and watch out for. So that's one of them. Another one that happens all the time, before and afters. So this is under the personal health section, but I've seen Facebook not like before and afters for properties, for all sorts of different things. So it says here, ads must not contain before and after images or images that contain unexpected or unlikely results. So basically, you're talking about similar things to the misleading claims, but with before and afters, again, as an advertiser, there are reasons why you would want to use before and after. You want to demonstrate that, look, if you use my product, my service, it will take you from this before to this after. It's standard marketing practices, something that's very effective from a marketing point of view. There are some ways to get around it. You cannot have before and after images alongside each other. That's not allowed. But if you were to take, let's say, a video ad or a slideshow ad, and you had before and afters sequentially, so you showed the before, you took up the entire the creative space of the ad with a before, let's say in a slideshow, and then you showed an after it, Facebook is usually absolutely fine with that because the algorithm's not going to pick up on the before and after very well. It's the side-by-side images, either as an image or in a carousel or in a video they don't like. But doing it sequentially could often be a way to get around that. Another way is to put the after somewhere else. So you could run an ad, let's say, for example, where you're showing the before. People will resonate with the before. Let's say it's, someone who's overweight. They might, I'm overweight, that person looks like me. And then you could try and get them to click through to a landing page or something like that where there is an after. If you put before and afters alongside each other in a Facebook ad, they don't like that. If you put before and afters alongside each other on a landing page on your website, Facebook don't like that either. That's something else you really need to watch out for. That can easily get your ad disapproved, and you may see that before and afters they may talk about the landing page experience not being very good. This is in the warning message that Facebook shows you when an ad's disapproved, for example, and that might be why. But what we found is that if we can put them sequentially, so either the before and then the after, one after another in the ad, if that makes sense, or the before on the ad itself, the after on the landing page, so split them up, then things can work a lot better. Again, it's all about, that initial stage is all about trying to bypass the algorithm, not in a deceitful way or anything like that, just literally, please let me advertise, and you can avoid some of the things the algorithm is particularly hot on. So before and after is absolutely one of them. Just checking my notes here. Okay, another one that I've seen come up as an issue quite a lot, and I'm gonna hunt this down as well, is not branded content, but it is use of our brand assets. So Facebook has now gotten really, really hot on anyone who doesn't overtly demonstrate that they are not connected to Facebook or Instagram, not endorsed by Facebook and Instagram in their advertising. So if you're advertising any sort of marketing services, Facebook advertising services, things like that, this is something you really need to watch out for. So Facebook say here, ads must not imply a Facebook or Instagram endorsement or partnership of any kind. And it basically used to be fine, let's say I was running ads 2 or 3 years ago, as long as I didn't say, I didn't imply an endorsement. So I didn't say something like, Facebook's #1 marketing agency or something like that, which obviously implies an endorsement. As long as I didn't say those things, I was fine. That's not the case anymore. You need to go one step further. Not only do you need to not apply an endorsement, but you also need to actively demonstrate that you are in no way affiliated with Facebook. So you can do this another way. You can put a little disclaimer at the bottom of your primary text saying, whatever your company name is. So I could be like, Lead Guru is in no way affiliated with Facebook, etc., etc. I'm sure you know the sort of thing I'm talking about. You can also put a disclaimer at the bottom of a landing page. So if you're sending Facebook advertising traffic to a landing page, and you're talking about Facebook and Instagram advertising in the ad itself, maybe on the landing page, it can make a lot of sense just to add in a disclaimer at the bottom saying, Lead Guru is in no way affiliated with Facebook. The results demonstrated are our own. We're not endorsed by Facebook, etc., etc. You know the sort of thing I'm talking about. So for anyone involved in Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, wanting to advertise marketing services, not only do you not need to imply endorsement, as they say here, in my experience, you need to go one step further and actively demonstrate that you are not affiliated with them. Okay, so that's the third one. Right, fourth one I want to quickly cover is multi-level marketing. Now, basically, you can't advertise the business opportunity when it comes to multi-level marketing. You can advertise the products, whatever it is you're selling, but the business opportunity when it comes to multi-level marketing is prohibited. Unfortunately, tons and tons of Facebook ads are being disapproved for multi-level marketing is the reason given, when the business doesn't have anything to do with multi-level marketing. As far as I can see, Facebook don't really like people talking about let's say you're advertising something that helps people make money or get rich or get wealthy, things along those lines. Facebook's kind of hot on that sort of stuff. They don't really like it. And the reason they give is multi-level marketing. I mean, I could have something that's a property investment, for example. I'm advertising a property investment and Facebook pop up with, can't run this ad for multi-level marketing. You think, but it's a property investment. There's nothing to do with multi-level marketing. So they're just using that as don't talk about making money in your ads. And you go, okay, that sounds good, but what if your business is all about helping your prospects make money? Okay, if that's what your thing is, are you not able to advertise on Facebook? No, you can advertise on Facebook still. Don't worry about that. But there are things that you need to do in order to not get picked up by the algorithm. So there are certain phrases. Don't say things like guaranteed returns. Don't say things like make money, get rich, grow, become wealthy. Really obvious statements. There are other ways other phrasings you can use in your ad copy that'll be fine. So for things like grow your wealth, Facebook won't pick up on that, or it's very unlikely to pick up on that as an issue. Grow your wealth. You could talk about something as an investment opportunity as opposed to a way to make money. Literally in the ad copy, don't say this will make you a lot of money or something to that effect. You could talk about the investment opportunity. Do you see the sort of thing I'm getting at here? Grow your wealth, investment opportunity, optimize your returns. There are things you can do. Just think, right, if an algorithm's been designed to pick up on a few sort of keywords, things like make money, get rich, guaranteed returns. The word guaranteed is really the issue there. These are things they're going to pick up on. Don't use them. Don't think you can't advertise. Often we've taken a look at ads before and they say things like use this product to help you make money, for example. And we change that to add this to your investment portfolio to grow your wealth, and the ad's been approved. You think, well, we're advertising the exact same thing, nothing's changed about the message, nothing's changed about the details, we've just changed the wording. So that's something to really watch out for when it comes to anything to do with finance, to do with money. Facebook is really, really hot on, and they will give this multi-level marketing as the reason. I see it happen I've seen it happen dozens of times over the last few months, and yeah, there's usually a simple fix. Okay, so hopefully that's been useful. Those are 4 areas I wanted to discuss because those are things that people keep getting picked up on. And I think these are the ones that are causing people to send me the messages going, hang on, my Facebook ad account has been disabled. Why? I wasn't breaching any of the policies. I wasn't discriminating on political grounds. There was no adult content. There was no, some of the really obvious things in there. But these things aren't as obvious. But they can still get ads disapproved, and if you have enough disapprovals, your ad account disabled, if you can avoid them as I've described, make some adjustments that I've talked about, you've got a much better chance of not running into issues with Facebook, which is obviously important. If Facebook and Instagram advertising is going to be a big part of your business, which it is for a lot of people, obviously a lot of our clients, you really need to be on top of this stuff. Now, at the beginning of this video, I talked about a free Facebook advertising resource, all to do with Facebook advertising strategy. I'm going to quickly tell you about it now. Now, I've created a webinar called 3 Killer Facebook Advertising Strategies to Double or More Your Revenue. And in this webinar, I've got 3 strategies that I break down in a lot of detail that we use as a Facebook ads agency all the time. These are all strategies that we've generated 7+ figures for our clients in, sometimes even on a monthly basis. They're all very much tried and tested, proven. And I've got 3 strategies in this webinar, in this training, because there's no one size fits all when it comes to Facebook advertising. You need to use the right strategy for your products and your services, and that's exactly what this shows you how to do. And strategy for any marketing, well, for any business really, but for any marketing, particularly for any Facebook advertising, is absolutely essential. If you try and have a 6-step sales funnel and you sell a $20 product through Facebook ads, you're an e-commerce store, it is not going to work. Doesn't matter how good your ads are, doesn't matter how specific your targeting is, you need the right strategy for your products and services specifically. Likewise, if you're trying to sell a $30,000 service with a direct to offer ad, that ain't gonna cut it either. Different businesses need different strategies, and that's exactly what this webinar is all about. It's completely free to watch it, and there'll be a link in the video description. Go ahead and click on that. Take some time. It's about 60, 70 minutes long. I could not recommend more highly that you watch that. It's completely free. I think you're gonna find it really, really valuable, help you get better results from Facebook ads. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below to let me know. If you've got any questions, pop in the comments below. That'd be much appreciated. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the little bell notification to make sure that you that you receive notifications whenever I release new Facebook advertising related videos, releasing a lot of content at the moment that I think you'll find really, really valuable. And just before you go, my Facebook ads mastermind group, I said, I'm getting a lot of comments in the moment in my group from people that are saying things like, my Facebook ad account has been disabled. Well, there's a fantastic community in there full of people that are ready and willing to help. Completely free to join. There's over 26,000 members in my group right now, one of the biggest in the world to do with Facebook advertising. Go ahead and join that again. Completely free, and link is in the video description. We'd love to have you in there. And that's all. Best of luck with everything, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.